Hey guys, I just wanted to say, this time chapter 2 is a bit shorter. So at the beginning of each video, I'll just tell you how many parts it'll be split up into, or if it's not. Okay, so let's get on with it. Princess Academy by Shannon Hale, chapter 2. Water in the porridge and more salt in the gruel doesn't make a belly full, not a belly full. Let's do what we kind for, shouted a trader. His voice was an invitation to break the silence. Even such strange news could not delay the most important trading of the year. Enric! Mary jogged to the trader she had dealt with for the past 2 years. He was lank and pale, and the way he looked down his thin nose at her reminded Mary of a bird that had gone too long without a grub. Enric drove his wagon to the stack of finished stones that represented her family's portion of the past 3 months' work. Mary pointed out the unusually large size of one block and the quality of the silver grain in others, all the while eyeing the contents of his wagon and calculating how much food her family would need to get through the winter. "These stones are easily worth your haul," said Mary, trying her best to mimic Dodo's warm, solid tone of voice. No one ever argued with Isa and Peter's ma. "But to be nice, I'll trade our stones for everything in your wagon except 1 barrel of wheat, 1 bag of lentless, and a crate of saltfish. So as long as you include that pot of honey." Henrik clicked his tongue. "Little Mary, your village is lucky any traders come all this way just for a stone. I'll give you half of what you asked." "Half? You're joking." "Look around," he said. "Haven't you noticed fewer wagons this year? Other traders hauled supplies to the academy instead of to your village. Besides, your pa won't need much with you and your sister gone." Mary folded her arms. "This academy business is just a trick to cheat us, isn't it? I knew it had to be something sneaky because no lowlander is going to make a girl from Mount Eskel into royalty. After the news of the academy, no family with eligible girls is going to barter for any better, so you'd best take my offer before I drive away." Sounds of frustrated conversations blew around the town center. Peter's ma was red-faced and yelling, and Fred's ma looked ready to hit someone. "But I wanted..." She had visualized coming home triumphant with a load fit to feed 2 families. But I wanted," Enric mimicked her in a squeaky voice. "Now don't let your chin get to quivering. I'll give you the honey just because someday you might be my queen." That made him laugh. As long as she got to bring home some honey, he did not mind his laugh. Not much, anyway. Enric drove to her house and helped her unload, at least. It gave Mary a chance to take some pleasure in how often he stumbled and tripped on the stony turf. Mary's house was built of rubble rock, the plain gray stone the quarriers pulled out of the earth to uncover Linder. The back of her house leaned against the sheer dead wall of her quarry, the one of her father's childhood that had offered Linder with soft blue streaks. Linder and rubble rock debris piled as high as the windowsills. Mary busied herself around the house all afternoon, sorting and stowing their winter supplies, shying away from the thought that it would not be enough to see the 3 of them through the winter. They could eat many of the rabbits and perhaps kill a goat, but that loss would make things even tighter the next winter and the next. Stupid, cheating lowlanders. When the sunlight streaking through her shutters was orange and hazy, the sound of pounding began to falter. By the time her pa and Mida opened the door, it was night. Mary had ready pork, oat, and onion stew with fresh cabbage to celebrate a trading day. "Evening, Mary," said her pa, kissing the top of her head. "I got Enric to give us a pot of honey," said Mary. Mida and pa hummed over her small triumph, but the poor trading and strange news of the academy were on their minds, and no one was able to pretend cheeriness, even over honey. "I'm not going," said Mary as she potted her chilling stew. "Are you, Mida?" Mida shrugged. "They think the village could do without half the girls," said Mary. "Who'd help you in the quarry with Mida gone? And without me, who would do all the housework and tend the rabbits and the goats and all the things that I do?" She bit half her lip and looked at the fire. "What do you think, Pa?" Her father rubbed a callous finger over the rough green of the table. Mary held still as a rabbit listening. "I'd miss my girls," he said. Mary exhaled. He was on her side, and he would not let the lowlanders take her away from home. Even so, she found it difficult to finish dinner. She hummed to herself a song about tomorrows. Well, guys, I did tell you that chapter was short. That's another Princess Academy video. Though I do hope you will tune in soon again to hear the next few chapters. But anyway, I will see you all again very soon.